What in the blue blazes? Will, you mean this whole robot rampage?
Is all my fault. Indeed. Or, more specifically, the fault of a robot I developed long ago. The CDN 1201, Trinity. I designed her to evolve by assimilating other robots' capabilities. I found her custom scripts in the code we recovered from each of the Haywire Mighty numbers. The structure is clever, concise. It's brilliant. There's no doubt it's my code.
But Will, how is that possible? Cherry Dynamics shut down the Trinity project ages ago. In fact, it was Dr. Blackwell himself who stopped it, wasn't it? Back when he was Cherrydyne's CTO. I always thought that project was the reason you left Cherry to come work with us and make Beck here.
Blackwell only saw the dangers. He never understood the potential.
Professor? Sir? Are you okay?
Oh. Oh, yes, Beck. Fine, more or less. Thank you. Zonda, I need some time to think. Can you handle Beck and the remaining mighty numbers?
Sure.
Aloha, everybody, and welcome to part 5 of Mighty Number 9. I'm still alive! I'm done editing the Final Fantasy VI video, so now we're going to move on to the final boss, well, the final Mighty Number 6.
Mighty Number 6, Aviator, has co-opted the television broadcast capabilities of this tower.
Beck, you there? Careful with these winds. They're throwing off my aim. Lost him again. I'm moving to get a better angle. Shade out.
I've actually been editing videos for the past 2 or 3 days so that I can blitz through all of my LPs and enjoy my summer break. So today we'll have Mighty Number 9, tomorrow Hobbit. Then the next day Mighty Number 9, then Hobbit. Then Mighty Number 9 and Hobbit. And then I can finally relax and enjoy my break. This stage is very reminiscent of Boomer Kawangers from Mega Man X. We're climbing up this tower in broad daylight with ladders and everything. This level has a wind gimmick where you gotta watch out that the wind doesn't knock you off platforms and stuff. And then eventually the wind will actually be blowing underneath you, and you can actually dash in the air when this is happening to levitate higher and higher and higher, and I'll show that off at the end of the stage. You wouldn't know you could do this, however, until you play the final stage of Mighty Number 9, where it's absolutely mandatory. But it's not mandatory in this level, so there's no tutorial for it here right now, but whatever. It's a basic level regardless, and boy, leading into the launch of Mighty Number 9, this game was doomed to fail. It had a lot of negativity going into its launch, and it didn't always start out that way, right? So Capcom canceled a lot of Mega Man games. They canceled Mega Man Legends 3, Mega Man Universe, this Korean Mega Man game that was supposed to be an MMO that had really cool anime trailers. And then we got wind of a unannounced first-person shooter Mega Man that was going to be his own unique series with a realistic look that the Metroid Prime guys kind of worked on. And then that got canceled, I guess, off-screen. We never even heard about it until after the fact. So there was a lot of animosity towards Capcom, and then Keiji Inafune left the company. And then he started up Concept, and then he had a Kickstarter to create the Mega Man game he's always wanted to create. So he announced Mighty Number 9. It had a $900,000 goal, which was broken rather gloriously. And 67,000 backers ended up donating at least $3,800,000 to the Kickstarter, and maybe it passed over $4 million with the PayPal account as well. But it was a really successful launch. You know, people were super excited for Mighty Number 9. This was going to be the Mega Man game that Capcom won't give them, right? And then as time went on, it just got more and more unlikely to succeed, and it wasn't a great trip. Basically, the game's graphics, you know, everyone saw the GameCube PS2 graphics and they were really repulsed. All of the explosions looking like pizzas was kind of a joke on the internet. There was a lot of communication not happening. Like, every time there were delays, there weren't they weren't being very communicative of what was happening. And oh my god, the delays. This was supposed to launch in 2015, then it was supposed to launch in February of 2016, and then it launched in the summer of 2016 because it just got delayed and delayed and delayed. And then they kept announcing more bonuses, more Kickstarter things. They wanted to have voice acting for the game and a Mighty Number 9 cartoon show and a Mighty Number 9 live action thing. Those weren't part of the Kickstarters, but those were announced after the fact. And then they announced Red Ash, a spiritual successor to the Mega Man Legends series, before Mighty Number 9 had even come out. So people were very like, you're not even going to like release the game until you make a Kickstarter for the next one? That doesn't give us much confidence in Mighty Number 9, and people didn't really like the demo of Mighty Number 9 and stuff. So it was a really rocky road to its launch. And then, just the negativity, the memes started happening when there was a trailer that, like, one of the taglines was, "You're going to make the enemies cry like an anime fan on prom night." And that got a lot of people pissed off. During the launch, during a live stream that Concept was holding, one of the PR guys mentioned that, because we don't have any 2D shooters like Mega Man anymore, Mighty Number 9 might have problems, but hey, it's better than nothing. Even the Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account made fun of that, which, I usually like the Sonic Twitter account, but even that I thought was pretty petty, and I was like, oh yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog, releasers of Rise of Lyric, Sonic 06, Sonic and the Secret Rings. I don't think you have any right to say what's better than nothing, I don't think you have any right to be throwing shade, Sonic the Hedgehog, but I digress. It had a very bumpy release, and then it had bad reviews, and then it didn't sell well, because Mighty Number 9 did not perform very well. Whether it was because of the mainstream attention that tons of YouTubers gave it, the negative reception, all the negative reviews, all the memes. This thing was trashed pretty much instinctively for a good 2 years before it actually came out, or at least a year and a half. But, Mighty Number 9 did not do well. It was not successful. That's all I wanted to mention. Anyway, here's where the wind is blowing upwards. Now, I can wait for those rings because, they're going to raise and lower and take me to my destination. Or I could just keep dashing because the wind blowing upwards makes you go higher when you dash. Again, you never would have found this out because there's no tutorial. The characters who are constantly talking don't actually mention this to you, the player. So you don't really discover this until the final stage where it becomes a mandatory element. And it's like, well, I would have been nice to know that when I was playing through Avi's stage, but whatever. So here it is in action. If the wind is blowing upwards, you can dash infinitely and save yourself from bottomless pits. And that'll help you with this particular boss fight coming up, which I really like, but apparently a lot of people don't.
And now, live from atop RV News headquarters, continuing coverage of Tower of Terror! And now to Avi for the weather. Thanks, Avi. We got strong winds out there today. Be careful. Moments before he fell to his tragic death. Ooh, sorry, Beckham. Your segment is getting cut.
Seriously, I was surprised so many people found this boss really annoying and difficult to beat, because I actually thought this was one of the better bosses in the game. I really like the Avi fight. But anywho, every now and then he'll fly in between the platforms in the center, and this little turret, little mini bot will show up to the right next to him, and you want to keep shooting that thing until it goes away. Whether you're all the way across the room from him, just keep shooting in that general direction. The orb will head towards you, and if you just keep hitting it with pellets, it'll eventually go away. When Avi starts shooting bullets like this, and there's the dashing through the air that helped save my life, by the way. If only people knew that existed. But when he actually goes in the middle, he'll fly between a column and one of the floating platforms. And that's easy to get behind him because you'll know which direction he's facing. You'll just go to the platform that he's not facing and, shoot him from behind there. But the second time, he'll be all the way to the edge of the screen, and he'll shoot bullets all the way across. And you want to grab the ledge of the middle column to dodge that gunfire, and that's really easy to do. Again, because the air is pushing upwards, you can dash even if you miss the ledge to try and get back up. and I just don't find it that difficult. I see him on the edge, I hang on to the ledge to dodge the bullets. It's all hunky-dory. Every now and then he'll drop bombs as well, and I thought that was pretty telegraphed. I'll see the red way before they land on the platform that I'm standing on, so I'll know to dash jump out of the way. Didn't find this boss hard at all. I actually found this really, really enjoyable. I guess it's just because, like, his weakness doesn't really do that much damage to him, and you can run out of his weakness really, really quickly, which is Counter Shade's sniper ability. But honestly, I don't use it all that much in the actual boss fight either, and I still think it's a pretty simple fight when you know how it works. I picked up on it really quickly my first attempt.
Is that you, Beckles? What are you doing up here?
Mission clear.
Avi has a lot of pet names for Beck. Beckles, Tyrannosaurus Bex. For some reason, he's like the most prominent Mighty Number, because we're going to be seeing a lot of him in the endgame levels. He was also in the intro stage, by the way, so, yeah. But we got his ability, Aviator, which I'll explain in a future video.
Stupendous job, Beck! Come back to base, and then, let's see.
Professor, we're receiving an urgent call from Cherry Dynamics. I will patch it through.
Sonda! Sonda! Oh, Sonda. Thank goodness. Great Graham here.
Mr. Graham, what a pleasant surprise to hear from you.
Drop the axe, Sonda. You don't like me and I don't like you. But we need your help. It's our factory here. It's out of control. It's cranking out hostile bots and we can't stop it.
Confirming. Confirmed. Defective Cherrydyne robots are rampaging throughout the city.
Gadzooks, that is not good. We'll send help right away. Right, William?
Yes, of course. But, Mr. Graham, one question. What makes you so sure Blackwell is behind this?
Sonda, who is this idiot? Whom else would it be, boy? That smelly old fart is obviously out for revenge. Now stop asking stupid questions and send help!
Whoa, pleasant as always, that Mr. Graham.
Sonda, I'll take the Mighty Numbers and handle the situation at the robot factory. You take call and find Dr. Blackwell at the prison.
You mean go myself to the prison? Like, actually, physically go there? I suppose it's the only way to contact Dr. Blackwell under the circumstances. But are you sure you don't want to swap missions? I think you, of all people, would want to see him, right?
On the contrary, I'd be quite content to never see him again for the rest of my life.
Okay, folks, so now we're heading into endgame stuff with Mighty Number 9. We have 3 more levels to play, and by the way, one of those 3 levels we're about to play, Kickstarter bonus. Because they paid extra money, they got to have it. So I guess this game was originally going to have 2 endgame stages, even though this was some fully realized Mega Man successor. Okay, whatever.
We must disable the Cherry Dynamics robot factory. Mighty Numbers, assemble! Cherrydyne is the world leader in robotics. That factory produces all manner of nasty machines. But with all you've assimilated, Beck, I believe you're capable of handling just about anything.
So in part 6, I'm going to be going to the robot factory, and then afterwards, there was a Kickstarter bonus to play as Call, so she got her own stage and we'll be playing as her too. Yay! See you then.